Alrighty, Twitch chat, Wardog message over. Let's get this show on the road, guys. I'm gonna drop you to a live scene. Welcome to day 2 of our Imperator Rome Sparta campaign, the spiritual successor to our attempt at Total War Rome 2 Divide et Impera, which went horrifically wrong a few weeks ago. Aria, thank you for stopping by the stream. Appreciate it. Have a good day at work. Sarah, welcome to the stream. Ryan, welcome to the stream. Give me just a second because I've once again forgot to open up my sponsor list for this campaign. As you can see, this is the Royal Spartan Army, 8,000 men strong with 4 heavy infantry cohorts, 2 archer cohorts, 2 light infantry cohorts, commanded of course by the Basileus of Sparta, the king Arius I Agiad. We have expanded Sparta's influence. It's kinda hard to tell until you zoom out far enough to get rid of the thingies here, but for those of you that are able to differentiate, in fact, political map mode makes it a bit easier. We are this interesting salmon colour. We've taken over the south of Greece. We have up here the Skiritai, the famous light infantry allies of the Spartans, who are under the command of Kaliakos Xenophid. We have the Spartan fleet down here, 3 ships, and we have also taken over most of the south, sort of south coast of the island of Crete, alongside our ally, faithful as ever, Kydonia over here. So we're going to be continuing. We are currently working on the missions for... sorry, I just needed to check something. We are currently working on the missions for Spartan Restoration, the ones that have got the gold frame on that we have completed. We're trying to do these other steps. And yes, Ryan, this game is a little bit more complex than Total War games. David, thank you very much for the host. Appreciate that, buddy. So let's just have a look here. Sanctuary of Artemis Orthia. Greater or equal to 200 gold. Okay, that'll come when it comes, I think. We're spending money on infrastructure and stuff. The territory of Messene has 5 or more buildings. It currently has 3. So we need to build a couple more buildings in Messene to achieve that objective. And at least 2 of the following are true. The province of Laconia has stuff. So this is the province of Laconia. I'm not really sure. I've actually not touched using these governor policies since I started replaying Imperator. It is a Paradox game, Ryan, yes. It's basically like ancient world, Europa Universalis, Crusader Kings 2, that kind of thing. Obviously they all play a little bit differently, but it's that kind of thing. I need to... what is this? Province of Laconia has freed helots, heroic freeze, directed investments. Okay, so how do I do that? Aha! So these are things that are up here. Okay. Province of Laconia, output of Province of Laconia will be reduced for 2 years. Alright, I don't want to free the helots because that feels like it's something that doesn't add up for our main character, Arius the First. State infrastructure. Maybe we could do that. Province of Laconia gains city building slots +1. Costs 80 political influence. Would be most of the influence we've got. I'm going to hold off on that for a little bit. I'm going to let the game start rolling. I do want to try and take over the rest of Crete. Knossos owns 3 parts. Lictus and Presos own the other parts. So let's go to Lictus and we'll say... oh, we're already fabricating a claim on them. That's good. And we're already fabricating a claim on them and them. Okay, so we're already fabricating the necessary claims to take the rest of Crete, which is good. I believe all of these minor states up here are in a defensive league. Yeah, there's a few of them that are in one together, which makes them pretty tough. Yes, Stellaris is probably my favourite Paradox game, with Crusader Kings 2 a close second, and Imperator is probably my third favourite now that they've fixed how it was. We are doing Sponsor and Officer in this, by the way. There is a big focus on characters. So far the only person that's sponsored is... I struggle with this name every time. Anaxicrates. Anaxicrates. Yeah. Anaxicrates Tessiclid, which is sponsored by Imatech. And then obviously the king is mine. So yeah, we're currently just trying to work on getting Crete under our control. Impatience is a virtue. Acrotatus Agiad, which is our son, has been becoming increasingly restless of late. He believes that his stature is deserving of a key role in our government. He has approached our court insisting that we bestow such a role upon him. Indeed, given his prominence, perhaps we should consider this carefully. We are disciplined, cold, and shrewd as a character. And he's not particularly good. But what we can do is check our researchers. Hold up, first of all. His best stat is his martial. So if we go over here, Cleonymus Agiad is our military researcher. He's 58, which really I'd prefer that the researchers were young anyway. So I think we'll swap him out, and we shall put our son Acrotatus in there, which should appease him. I liked Stellaris a lot at one point, but fell out of touch with it, and you know what Paradox are like. Stop playing a game for several months, they release some updates, and you got to learn it from scratch again. Yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, if you want to just keep watching for a bit, Ryan, that's fine. You'll figure it out. In some factions, like in the Roman, when you play Rome, character management is pretty big. Is a pretty big deal. The Olympics concluded. The great Olympic Games have come to an end with much rejoicing and celebration. The highlight of this year's games was during the Stadion, the most ancient and revered of foot races. Eudoxos of Gelas, in the last place for the majority of the race, stole the victory by mere moments after Aphrodisios of Chalcedon tripped and fell, causing all the athletes behind him to join him on the floor. Overall, the victor was declared to be Philetas Xenophid of Heraclea Minoa, a first-time winner of the Olympics, whose brawn, virility, and Heraclean vigour, Heraclean vigour, are beyond compare. He will go down in the annals of history as a champion of the Olympiad. I've said it before, I said it on day one, I hate Greek names. They're like, I struggle so much with them, but it is our spiritual successor to the Sparta campaign, so... Or the DEI campaign, I should say. They're both Sparta campaigns. So we're just waiting for those claims to process. Are you in a defensive league? You are, but only with Ayato. Oh, you're in one with Epirus, though. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Who are you in one with? Are you in the big one? You're in the big one. Alright. I don't actually think that Argos are in one. Oh, they are, but only with Athens. Okay. Alright, interesting. What's everyone? I'll be lurking for a bit, but we'll be participating soon. Welcome to the stream, Mike. Good to have you with us, bud. But we didn't unfulfill it. Acrotatus Agiad has registered his official displeasure at our continuing refusal to grant him a position befitting his stature. To make matters worse, he has the support of a number of prominent members of our court. Perhaps we should have acted sooner. Well, he's not a happy bunny, but I don't really care if he is. Because our character, the king, is cold and disciplined, so... We're currently losing money. Suppose we could try and... Oh, it actually does tell you what your income would change by, which is not a lot. We need to find something that's going to improve our money, really. Ooh, that would significantly. Well, duh, a tax office, of course it would. Alright, we're going to build a tax office in Sparta then. Try and get some cash on the go. There's a place called Hermione. That's interesting. I think we're going to have to go to war with this defensive league in the middle of Greece here, but I'm going to do that after we've taken Crete. The last of the Argyraspides. We have rumours that one of the fabled silver shields, the backbone of Alexander's army, has been seen travelling through Sparta. They have not often been seen after they betrayed Eumenes by handing him over to Antigonus, as the unit was split up and dismissed by the general. They are renowned for their fighting spirit, experience and bravery. Cost us 50 gold to do it. He's 65 years old and he really doesn't seem to be that amazing. But what do you guys think? Do we invite this guy to court? Hermie 1. When I first read the books, she was Hermie 1 to me as well. Do we invite Bacchides Proteid to the court or not? Ryan shrugs. I'm going to say no because I feel like we can't afford to. And our king is pretty on the money. The neglected, utterly tired of waiting for his promised role in government, Akratatus Agiad has been quietly whispering in the ear of one of our closest confidants. Aristobule Tesiclid has been wooed by the venomous words, and now both these traitorous curs are spreading rumours of our lack of integrity. We should have acted sooner. Well, that's on you guys, as far as I'm concerned. Oi oi, Imatek, just played a chunk of The Forest. How did that go? Welcome to the stream, mate. How's your Thursday going? So you can see Akratatus up here is a disloyal character because of all of his not being happy. Whoop. I think we just got a pop-up for another one of those silver shields, so I'm not going to read it again. It seems Cephalon Leostherid was banished from Lictus, which is where we sent our last one to. He, however, does have 11 martial, although we still can't afford him. Wait, what? Alright, so it's slightly different, but which one do we want to go with, guys? Any new sponsors, Imatech? No one so far. I think Ryan's still trying to get to grips with the game. Loiter. He may loiter for a while, perhaps. There we go. He has arrived. He's going to be in our court, but he's there as a minor character and a foreigner. Still kind of waiting on these claims to Crete. And then our... whoop, there we go. There they are. So, I think the next job is to move the army back over to Crete. Which is, of course, going to require us to split the Royal Spartan Army up. Oh no, pirates! Didn't see them coming. Did they just take out our fleet? I think they just sunk our fleet. That's a pretty big problem. You motherfuckers. Is there like a carry limit, or do they all carry the same and just do different damage? Alright, let's try and get enough ships that we should hopefully just be able to move the army as one. That'd be nice. We bring sad news of the death of Epimenes Euclid. He was murdered at the age of 53. He was the researcher and a rival of the consort. He was a member of the Euclid family. So we've lost one of our researchers, which means we've now got a new position available. And what we want to be looking for a researcher is somebody young, so we can build up their statesmanship. And our son, Leonidas, has actually got a maximum of 7. So he'd probably be a really good candidate. He's also the youngest with a high value. In fact, all the top ones have got 7 and he's the youngest, so he's definitely getting it. Are we building the ships one at a time? Yes, we are. That's gonna suck. I guess we can start trying to ferry people over there. As long as there's no pirates coming, we should still be okay. We're also gonna need to give it a commander. Spartan Navy. Well, Imatech. It would appear the best candidate to command the Spartan Navy is actually Anaxicrates Tesiclid. Would you care to be appointed the head of the Navy? Yes, I do. Very well. Anaxicrates Tessiclid, 40 years old, member of the Tessiclid family, is going to be appointed the head of the Navy, except I clicked the wrong button because I'm a moron. There we go. Alright. Now we shall have you start ferrying our troops across to Crete. 1,000 at a time, unfortunately. Create new unit of archers. You guys can merge back together. Plot whispers in the dark. The greatest threat to any nation comes not from without, but from within. The constant infighting between those who would name themselves heir can consume countless resources and lives. Our spies at the court are certain that Leonidas Agiad, a man who has made no secret of his ambitions for the throne, is plotting to ensure his future by doing away with the competition. We should keep a watchful eye on Leonidas. Disciplined, cold, and shrewd. What do we think, guys? Leonidas is our son. Nonsense. Alright, we'll go with nonsense. I think the thing is we've got a lot of pretenders, Imhotep, and the pretenders do tend to be like your family, but like obviously Acrotatus is the oldest, he's the heir, but Leonidas, Menos and Arius are all pretenders. Arguably, there's a lot of support. Well, what's this? Supporters. There's a lot more people that support Leonidas than support Acrotatus, actually. There you go, Anaxicrates, you've now got your second ship. Tis a pain trying to move them piecemeal, but stagnation! Circumstances change quickly in the Spartan court, and it appears that plotting is no longer necessary. For now. I don't even know what the plot was. It is a time-consuming affair. We can call down an omen. We are going to call Athena Polyeucus to reinforce our discipline amongst our soldiers. Alright, there we go. The Spartan army has been delivered. The sack of the Apollo Temple. The great temple in Delphi dedicated to Apollo has been sacked by the forces of Macedon. Our priests assure us that this can only bring bad fortune upon their people. What do we say, guys? Imotech, thank you very much for the host, but I appreciate that. Is Apollo really important to the Spartans? I don't know. I don't even really know. Isn't Apollo the god of the sun? Ryan, thank you very much for the host today. Main god the Spartans worship, I'm positive, is Ares. Yeah, Ryan's right, it is a full... I think we're going to go with who can blame them for pillaging. It is a full pantheon. But yes, the Spartans probably were pretty big on Ares, as he's the god of war. Although, I mean, we can check. Where's our... So... Our god of... Well, Athena Polyeucus is associated with warfare. Oh, Helen of Sparta, as in Helen that started the Trojan Wars. And we have a couple of others here that we could swap out for, but it doesn't tell me what they specifically are. Alright, let's... These guys are allied with Lyctus, Praesos and Phrygia. Oh god. Yeah, I don't know if we want to be going to war with Phrygia. Wait, oh, we? Yeah, we're allied with Phrygia as well. Hold on. Phrygia are not allied with Lyctus by the looks of things. Nope, they're just allied with Knossos, and so is Praesos. So if we declare war on one of these other two and they call Knossos in, we can still take Knossos' territory without Phrygia getting involved. So let's say... Hello, we'd like to declare war on you, Lyctus. They're going to call Knossos in, but apparently not Praesos. But that's fine, we can declare war on Praesos afterwards. Alright. March down there and take that. You march in there and take that. Don't let them go. Okay, fine. Fuck you. Oh my god. They just keep trying to grab the Skiritai. Oh wow, this is some Benny Hill shit. They caught the Skiritai, but we caught the Lictosians and defeated them. The Skiritai have also been defeated, but our allies have arrived. Impatience is a virtue. Melania Agiad has been becoming increasingly restless of late. She believes that her stature is deserving of a key role in our government. Oh good, another one that's throwing their toys out of the pram. There we go, we'll win that battle. And then we shall come and lay siege down here. $22k mercenary stack, yeah. We're gonna siege Knossos. We've got control of the war right now. These guys, there's not enough of them to besiege this, so they're just standing there. You need 4,000 men to besiege a settlement. They've only got 900. So we'll besiege Knossos. Unfulfilled promises, that's Milena again. I'm not going to read it because it's the same as it was for the other geezer. It's basically just our kids throwing wobblers because they don't have titles. Arius I Agiad has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Knossos. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, the spoils of war are likely to cause those back in Sparta to admire Arius greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in future. Imatech saying, Rome, let the men roam freely. The blacksmith? Hephaestus, yes. We'll go with Anaxicrates' suggestion and let the men roam freely. Then we will march on Lictos. We've got a trade offer from Tilatea. I'm not really interested. Gonna bring this. Hello. Gonna bring the Skiritai down to join the army. Xenophobia. Heated debates in the court are not uncommon, especially where so many prominent members of society are involved. Lately, a wave of xenophobia has swept across Sparta, resulting in foreign values being regarded with great distrust. All in attendance at today's debate agreed, however, that Aristobule Tesiclid crossed the line today when she accused Basileus Arius of indulging in barbaric Gutoni practices. Interesting. Oh dear, Ryan. We are disciplined, cold, and shrewd. I think turning the other cheek is probably the smart choice. And apparently it gains us the wise trait as well. But I think it matches our personality, so I'm going to do that. We are outraged to discover that Phrygia has cancelled the generously given right to military access. Uh-oh. Phrygia's cutting off diplomatic ties with us. That could be bad. Not going to read that again. It's just Melena and Kairipa getting pissy. Not bothered about that trade agreement. Veterans move on. The prime farmland granted to veterans of battle is a simple recognition of their service to Sparta. Sometimes, however, the lure of battles and glory can prove too much for those unaccustomed to a life of menial labour. A recent bad winter caused those working the fields to up and leave, hoping to find better work in our armies, leaving a vast tract of arable land unclaimed. We have reappropriated it to be better serve our flourishing state. Excellent. Free farmland. That's true, Ryan. Lots of trade deals coming in for olives, but I'm not really interested in taking them. Just have to keep going until we've besieged Lictus, and then we'll besiege Hiraptnia, or Hirapitna. Peculating official. It has come to our attention that our trusted advisor, Philacus Philakid, has been siphoning funds from our treasury into his own pocket for some time. The disappearance of monies collected from across Sparta eventually aroused suspicions which, combined with eyebrow-raising extravagances such as extremely flattering statues of Philacus being erected, could not be written off as mere coincidence. Abuses of this kind surely must not be tolerated, lest the entire state apparatus becomes a charade for personally enriching vain aristocrats. The specific punishment is, however, up for debate. What do we reckon, guys? Still has no idea what's happening, gets distracted by a dolphin. We are disciplined, cold, shrewd and wise. Arius is a fucking boss, man. He's 72 years old. You know what? I'm going to say he's forfeited his position. Just because that means we can fill his position with somebody who's not 72. Plus we get 50 gold, which is nice. So we're going to get rid of him. Which means we need a new Epiproxenos. This office is the monarch's chief diplomat responsible for the reputation of the ruler and state in foreign courts. So it's a skill governed by charisma. That's who we've just fired. There's a few people that are a rank 7 at this, but most of them don't have statesmanship very high, and basically statesmanship is a percentage of this number that actually happens. So you can see down here, this guy is a 2 out of 3. His skill is a 3, but because he's only got 77% statesmanship, he only gives a 2. And statesmanship goes up as you're in office for longer, basically. So there's a bunch of people here that would be just as good as the... well, at peak they would be just as good as the guy that we've just removed. Who should we put into the role? Menelaus Euryclid, Sira Agiad, Callus Alcimid, or Melena Agiad? Milena is our wife, but she's really disloyal right now. She's merciful, proud, and has inflammation and infection. Oh, I just accidentally put her in when I was trying to view her stats. So I guess she gets the job, but yeah, her health is deteriorating, so she might not be in it for very long. And it has served to stop her being disloyal. We've sacked Lictos. What should we do? Imatek saying roam freely, Sarah saying be gentle. So far we've always let the men roam freely, so we're going to stick with that, I think. And then we need to head down there to besiege Hirapnia. Still plenty of offers coming in for those olives. Apparently Spartan olives are in pretty high demand. I wouldn't mind building a couple more ships. And then let's build a tax office. Tax office or mill? Build a tax office in Messene. No, not cohorts, thank you. We'll build a forum in Lepreon as well. I don't really know what I'm doing with construction and stuff, by the way, I'm just kind of winging it. But I feel like developing your country is probably a good idea. Arrival at court. Lately our Basilius Arius I Agiad has come into conflict with Ismenius Tesiclid at every turn and decision, their opinions persistently clashing. If one of them says south, the other will promptly say north. If one wants to trade with a neighbour, the other will argue for war. This constant bickering is ruining whatever authority Arius used to have, and the atmosphere in Sparta is at breaking point. I think the bottom one's got to be the way that Arius would deal with it. You are not the Basileus of Sparta. Oh, look at these guys. Can we... Oh, we've sacked Hirapnia. What do we reckon, guys? Do we still stick with roaming freely, or do we change our attitude with this latest victory? He's fucking interesting looking. Rome, none shall pass. Sarah saying gentle again. That makes it a tie, so I'm going to go with what we've been doing previously and roam freely. Which should mean that we can now end this war. And we want to claim both of those pieces. Aha! The Lyctian elite. After a protracted conquest, we have finally routed the Lyctian armies and laid waste to their lands. During the sacking of their capital, many important prisoners were taken, many of them having previously held important positions in the Lyctian Senate. They now languish in our dungeons, awaiting whatever fate we decide to impose upon them. What do we think we should do with the Lyctian elite, guys? We're going to have to do the same, make the same decision for the Gnossian elite too. Anaxicrates saying our enemies deserve no quarter. He appears to be the only one chipping in. And what about with the Gnossians, Imhotep? Or, well, everybody, but Imhotep passed judgment on the Lyctians, so what about the Gnossians? Do we treat them any differently? Ryan saying imprison their leaders. Well, I mean, Imhotep saying no quarter again. I'm going to go with Ryan on the draw this time because he hasn't had a decision go his way yet in Imperator. So we'll imprison the leaders of Knossos. And then we also need to declare war against Praesos. So march on in there and defeat them, please. That was a swift victory. Now we just need to besiege Praesos. And I do think we're going to allow Kydonia to exist as an independent city-state. We won't take them over, they've been a faithful ally. Once more, the renowned Olympic Games are due to occur in the city of Olympia. The traditions surrounding these games are ancient, reputedly dating back to the days of mighty Heracles himself. And they are an occasion in which all of Greece rejoices. It is our custom to send the proudest, most able young Spartan athletes to compete on our behalf. We believe we have found two ideal candidates, an eager competitor by the name of Kandake, and an eager competitor who calls herself Sira. Which of these fine athletes should we send to compete in the games? One of them's 51 and the other's 47. Yo, yo, yo! Corey, welcome to the stream, brother. My day's going okay, man. I mean, it could be slightly better, but it's not doing too bad. How's your day going? Anaxicrates saying send Sira. Very well, we will send Sira, the youngest of the two. Ready to be off work, Corey? When does that happen? I feel like there's like... Oh my god, every time I click on this. Patronage of the arts. Basileus is expected to be the patron of the arts. Artistic depictions of the Basileus cement legitimacy in the eyes of the people. Styled in the manner of popular gods and heroes, these sculptures, paintings and murals are often worth their hefty price. What do we think, guys? 7 PM EST, Coring? 7 PM EST. You've got a little while then. Hopefully it goes quickly for you, man. I know we've got starving pops, Imatech, I don't care. I think we can afford to make some statues of ourselves. And we've sacked Praesos, rather. What should we do with the city of Praesos? Anaxicrates saying roam freely again. It's looking like he may be the only one to come in on this, so we'll go with roam freely again. And that's the war over, because they only have the one settlement. So what do we do with the Praesoan elite? We'll get some money back from the arts that we're making. What's each do again? Popularity, loses aggressive expansion, imprisons their characters, and passing judgment literally means that they're big families. We get to decide whether they join our court or not. No quarter. Very well. And that is Crete under our control with the exception of our faithful ally, Kydonia. I want to try and see if there's a way to... Oh, we could invite them to a defensive league. I want to see, like... Ah, there we go. Offer client status. Let's invite them to... What do we think, guys? Do we want to invite Kydonia to a defensive league? I really don't want to destroy them. Like, they've helped us to conquer the rest of Crete, so I feel like they've earned themselves some freedom. But do we want to invite them to a defensive league? The Olympics is concluded. The highlight of this year's games was during the Pygmachia, a dangerous fist-fighting event. Menon of Astakos was disqualified after attempting to gouge out the eyes of his sparring partner Helenus of Sipontum. Overall, the victor was declared to be Apollodotus Apollodorid of Kos, a first-time winner of the Olympics whose brawn, virility and Heraclean vigour are beyond compare. Is there anyone that Kydonia is currently at war with? No, there is not. Xenophobia. We have this again. I think turning the other cheek is the right answer again, so that's what we will do, because that's what we did the first time, so why not? Okay. We can now transport the entire Royal Spartan army, which is nice. And hopefully we won't defense league them. I think so too, Anaxicrates. I mean, my goal is ultimately to make them a vassal, a client state, but at least for the time being, a defensive league sounds like a good method of making them like us more. We'll bring the Skiritai, not the Scipii, the Skiritai back to Leprion, where they usually garrison. Bring the navy back to where it lives. We're currently losing money. Right, let's have a look at these missions again. One more building in Messenia will obtain that objective, so maybe we could give Messenia a mill and get that objective completed. Make them a client state, and when you can, give them Constantinople and a little bit more land buffer. Maybe. Zach P 1996 coming in with the Twitch Prime sub. 5 months in total on a 2-month streak, Zach. Thank you very much for 5 total months in the Wolfpack, buddy. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. How's your Thursday going? The philosopher in Knossos. A new wise man has become renowned among our citizens in the city of Knossos, province of Crete. Now they have started to look to him for guidance in their daily lives, following his teachings and ideals. The philosopher is specializing in teaching the minor nobles and rich citizens of the city about the virtues, and claims to give them the education they need to lead our nation forward in the coming years. Interesting. I mean, Arius is 43, he's disciplined, cold, shrewd and wise. I don't think he really needs tutoring, and I think he would know he doesn't need tutoring. It's Zhongjue! Get him! Well, it snowed this morning for some strange reason. I like snow. It's too hot here right now. I'd love for it to snow. Snow doesn't stick down south here though either. It's not like at home. I think we're gonna let him roam. Let him roam, let him roam, let him roam. Alright. We probably need to look at improving some shiz. Commerce value plus 25%. That apparently would improve our income, so I'm going to get a marketplace in Sparta whilst we've still got some cash. Crystallion the Scot, welcome to the stream. I see you, sir, are a member of the Senate of the Republic of Play. What is up? Welcome to the stream. How's your Thursday going, buddy? Oh, and a Randolpski follower as well. Well, you, sir, have a fine taste in streamer, apart from your grave error in judgment today. Acritatus falls ill. Akratatus Agiad has sent word that he has fallen ill. Perhaps if he is wealthy enough, he will seek treatment of his own volition. Otherwise, we could always step in if his condition worsens. He is epileptic. Oh, he's about to be done. God damn, he's only 25 years old. He's got dysentery too. Wow, he's a dead man. Am I on both of them? I don't actually watch Darren as much as I would like to, because he plays in the middle of the day, and I'm typically asleep. But I do stop by Darren's streams every now and again, and I try and catch Kyle when I can, but Kyle usually streams when I'm streaming, so... But they are both great streamers. Yes, I'm sure I've cropped up every now and again. Alright, next step, since we now own Crete. Why the hell is Praesos on fire? What's going on over here, guys? Get it sorted out, will ya? Alright. These dudes. They're only 5 reputation away from accepting a client status. So if we find a way to improve their opinion of us, hell, 10 political power will do with that. You know what, we're going to do that, because I really want to try and get Kidonia to be a client state. Do you play much Republic of Play? No, I don't. Do I play much Imperator Rome? I'm hoping to play more. I played a lot of Imperator when it... Well, not a lot. I played about 24 hours of it when it first came out, and I really wasn't impressed. I'm usually a big fan of Paradox games, and I do understand their model. That, you know, the game is going to get better and get more in-depth when they bring out DLCs. But I just felt Imperator was really flat. There wasn't a lot to it. I've only just started getting into it again, like last week, with doing this campaign, and I am liking it now. So I'm hoping to do a bit more. We can now do the mission for reincorporating Messenia, though the city was founded to be a counterbalance to the might of Sparta by Epidamnondas of Thebes. Wait a minute, I fucking hate Greek names. Epaminondas of Thebes. We will now use Messene to build upon it instead. Though originally the part of Sparta, Messenia was forcibly taken by the warlord Epaminondas of Thebes, who founded a new city to try to hinder our growth. With our recapture of the territory and expansion of the local infrastructure, we have turned his ill intentions into a powerful boon for the future of our nation. A part of Sparta once more. So we can't do that one yet. So the next 2 we want to get are these ones. Theorii, where's that? That one, okay. Crystallion the Scot, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the doghouse, buddy. Imatech, thank you very much for the lurk and the ambush and letting me know. Enjoy 3K. The missions in the DLC, the art and the meaningful, well-paced mission are awesome. They even have good historical context. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Oh, I didn't unpause. I'm really enjoying it. I tried to do a Total War Rome 2 Divide et Impera campaign as Sparta, and it went horrifically wrong. I think we died in 4 streams. So this is kind of like, because I just don't think I'm good enough for DEI right now, I decided to do a spiritual successor on Imperator Rome. When the new Hellenistic DLCs came out. Tell you what we're going to do. we're gonna fabricate some claims here. Oh, okay. I guess we're only gonna fabricate a couple of claims. We do want to go to war with this defensive league here in the middle of Greece, so we'll be looking to grab that. Keen to watch you play, Imperator Rome. Currently messing with Syracuse and their missions. Yeah, man, like, I'm looking forward to getting really into this. We've so far taken all of Crete except for Cydonia, who, they've been our faithful ally since we started, so I'm trying to give them client status, because we like to kind of roleplay things a little bit, or I do anyway. So I think they've earned their place, they've earned their freedom, at least to a degree. So I'm going to try and keep them alive as a client state. Acrotatus falls ill again. He's now got an infection. That man is defo dead. Cydonia pays. Why wouldn't they do it? Okay, fair enough. We'll keep checking that and hope that it changes. But our new goal is going to be trying to take Megalopolis and Herea over here from this defensive league in the middle of Greece. Got some more civic advances. That's from our researchers, for those of you who don't know how the game works. The people that we've assigned as researchers, they're the ones developing those advances for us. Pyrox enters chat with a Reese Cups cannon at 0.5 and fires it. Melted blob of chocolate and peanut butter falls out. Oh dear. I don't think that the Reese Cup cannon 0.5 is through testing just yet. We bring sad news! Acrotatus Agiad died of dysentery at the age of 26. He was the primary heir to become Basileus and a son of the Basileus of Sparta. Tragic, Acrotatus has died. But that now means that Leonidas is our primary heir. I'm not actually all that sad. Acrotatus was a worse heir than Leonidas is. It's what you get for being a scheming toe rag. Scandal! Scandal is, unfortunately, part of an average day in the Spartan court. Ordinarily we would simply ignore such petty squabbles. However, on this occasion the esteemed... fucking Greek names... Antialcidas Euryclid was found in flagrante delicto, which means screwing, with his lover Candace Euryclid by his spouse Callista Tessiclid. Callista Tessiclid, the spouse, overcome with despair, has appealed to the court to have Antialcidas Euryclid stripped of office as a punishment for his brazenly public vice. He is the Philosophus. He's 48 years old. What do we reckon? What do you guys think? Throw him in the sea? I'm not sure whether that's an option, but we can try and do something close. I'm considering stripping him of his title, to be honest. Especially because he started with that title. So I think we're going to say we shouldn't tolerate public infidelity. Which means we now have an available Philosophus spot. This office is the monarch's court philosopher who supervises libraries and the gathering and protection of knowledge. Now, it's a zeal-based skill. Who is our current religious researcher? She's 46. She's got a skill of 12 and a statesmanship of 50%. She'd probably be very, very good at that job. So I think we're going to replace Lanassa Agiad as the researcher and put her into the philosopher's position. Which means we need to find a young person who'd be good at this instead. Now currently, the Euclid family only have 2 out of an expected 3 jobs, which is going to make them a scorned family, which is not good. I don't know if I care. I feel like Melissa Tessiclid, 17 years old, would be a good spot for the researcher position. The daughter of the Admiral of the Spartan Navy. So that's your daughter, Imatek, Melissa. Stuck in audio only due to the quality options, Pyrox? Oh man, that fucking sucks. That's like the worst of both worlds. You can hear me, but you can't see what's going on. I think we're going to put Melissa Tessiclid into the researcher position. And then we are going to give Lanassa Agiad the Philosophus position. So she starts off with giving us 6 in the role because she's at 50% statesmanship, but as she does the job and improves, she'll work her way up to 12, which is really good, and that improves our legitimacy. So how many... Oh god, Imatek, you've got quite a few children, man. Your wife is Merhine. You have Melena Tessiclid, Phila Tessiclid. You apparently had a son who died very, very young. Passed away whilst being born. You have a daughter called Melissa, who we've just made the researcher, and you have a daughter called Aphrodisia. So you have 4 daughters, Imatek. It's pretty good. Surprised he hasn't sold them to Kong Rong for 200 share every 4 months. Yeah, exactly. Alright, missions wise, what do we need to do? There is that one. Kifanta has a fortress and Sparta owns Thirai. Well, Thirai's there, but where's Kifanta? Oh, okay, that's ours. I mean, we're not currently doing well financially, so probably not a good idea to build another fort. You know what? I'm going to start taking some of these trade offers because we need the money. We can call another Omen. Let's call Apollo Carneos for the national commerce income. Is a version of the deity that is related to the harvest and herds and has been worshipped in Sparta for centuries. We'll grab that one. Hopefully that'll get us some more cash. Cash is on the way up, thankfully. Just waiting for the Yep, them. Right. What we really want here is to try and take Megalopolis. This is going to be a risky war. It's in a defensive league with a bunch of people. To the point where I'm debating raising some extra troops. And I actually do think I'm going to do that. I am going to raise some extra troops. I'm going to put 2 more light infantry cohorts in the Skiritai. And I'm going to put 2 more heavy infantry cohorts into the Royal Spartan Army. When are we playing Breakpoint, Ryan? Hopefully very soon. Hopefully very soon, bud. Alright, the Skiritai have been reinforced, which is good. And the Royal Spartan Army, hello, military tradition is available. I think this looks like our heavy infantry line in the middle, so we're going to go with the Sarissa. Phalangites or Phalangites? I guess in Greek it would be Phalangites, but Phalangites armed with a buckler and a spear known as a Sarissa, made of the core of the late Greek phalanx. The superior range of the Sarissa made getting close to this formation a particularly deadly task. Increases our heavy infantry morale by 10%. That's arrived just in time. Did I patch it? Yes, I think I did. They were primarily Macedonian and it's a pike. You are correct. Okay, none of our allies would help us against these guys, but that's fine, I think. We're going to go to war with them. The Skiritai will just try and have defend Leprion, whilst the main Royal Spartan Army, they have to besiege there. Oh, the Skiritai were about to win before those reinforcements jumped on board. They have got a lot of troops. So you can see here the cohorts fighting each other. Ours are trashing theirs at the minute. Where are you guys going? Oh, all the way down there. Right, I'm going to bring the Skiritai back up to where the battles are happening. Oh, what's their fort level here? 2, so we need at least 8,000 men to besiege that. That's not good. In which case... What's the level here? 1. Alright. Let's head out of there and round to there. Take that first. We'll have the Skiritai stay in Sparta and defend that in case they try and come through. the Royal Spartan army will try and take Herrea. Yes, exactly, Ryan. Yeah, it is similar to Hearts of Iron, and that's also a Paradox game. So this game is like the other game you stream. It's a little bit similar to Total War, yeah, but not quite. It's slightly different. You don't get to command the battles in that 3D kind of cinematic way, but it is similar. Apparently we can call in Kydonia. I don't know if I need to call them in, to be honest. They'd have to sail over here for a start. Oh my god! Run away! Oh shit. Well, morale or no more. You know, the Skiritai did a lot better there than I thought they would. I don't expect them to beat 24,000 with 4,000, but they've had a fucking good stab at it. Kaliakos Xenophid has been captured. Wait, did they completely erase the Skiritai? Well, that's not good. And now it looks like they're about to attack the Royal Spartan army with that huge force. And the Royal Spartan army has obliterated them. Jesus Christ. I mean, they're still trickling through, but they are getting absolute. Oh my god, they got absolutely decimated. There we go, there's the sacking of Herrea. I'm going to go ahead and say we're just going to unleash on them, because these guys have upset me now. Several nights ago, Polygnotos Euryclid was discovered helping himself to a sizable quantity of gold from the National Treasury. This is clearly a serious crime, however there is something to be said for sweeping affairs like this under the carpet. What do you guys think? Thank you very much. I don't know what to call you for short, Christy Allion. Do I call you the Scot? Do I call you Crystal? Do I call you Leon? How do we throw him in the sea? How do we address you? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how I play games like Imperator and Total War. It's all role-played, and we do a thing called Sponsor an Officer, which is a little bit easier on Total War, but Anaxikratos over here, or Anaxikrates rather, is sponsored by Imotech, so whenever there's a decision related to him, Imotech makes it. It's a lot easier in Total War 3 Kingdoms, where sponsored characters, sponsored officers decide their own skills, they decide their retinue, they decide where they're going if they're a general. Chris is fine? Okido, we'll go with Chris. I don't particularly think that a character who's disciplined, cold, shrewd, wise, and now incapable, but fuck that, would tolerate thievery. So we're going to have him flogged. Why am I now incapable? That's not good. That's very unfortunate. I also think... Oh, we don't have any money, so we can't recruit. Very well. Can we go up there? Yes, we can. Do they have a fort level? Yes, they do. But that's fine. We'll go knock them out of the war. many of these geezers are we at war with? I don't actually know. There's that massive army. I think they might be coming back to us. Menos Agiad has died of dysentery at the age of 21. That's another of our sons gone. Poor Arius's lineage is not doing well. Although... despite the fact that we're incapable... what is that? Well, I don't like that we're incapable. Dispose of the traitor, says Pyrox. Indeed. Yeah, you know what? I think we're going to have to march out of there and come and put an end to whatever they're doing over here. There we go. We can't move from this province to this province because of the fortification. That's how they kind of work, which is why I've not just like... I'm not pursuing them that way, because I can't. But we'll try and catch them. Yeah, and we can't move from that one to this one because of the fort as well. We'll just keep playing this game with them for a little bit. The Olympic Games! I feel like we shouldn't be sending anyone to the Olympics whilst we're at war, to be perfectly honest. What do you guys think? One of them's apparently a prisoner. I don't know how we're sending a prisoner to the Olympics. And the other one is a 51-year-old man. Ryan says, send the prisoner. Anybody else got any input? Not like he's fighting any wars in jail. That is a fair point. Seems a little bit of a misuse of penal labour to send them to the Olympics, but I guess we'll send Pelopidas. Off he goes. Alright, let's try and get reinforced above 8,000 and take Megalopolis here. Problem with that is they keep going around the other way. You bastards. Ah, we've got you now. Yep, they're all coming through here. Look how fast their cohorts are melting away. Holy crap. The Olympics concluded. Doesn't look like we did particularly well, but that's fine. Yeah, I mean, we do actually seem to be losing more troops. I don't know how we're winning the battles, to be perfectly honest. Quick drop into ambush stance. The priests and members of the Cult of Fortune has started planning a grand project just outside our capital city of Sparta. Their goal is to create a new holy site for the Cult of Fortune, a place to gather all their resources and leaders, as well as attract new members and interest in their rites and celebrations. Now they are asking us for the rites and help in funding the project. Certainly such a building would attract followers from far and wide to see the spectacle, and it would put us in the goddess's good graces. Yeah, it would also cost us a shitload of money we don't have, so Sparta does not need such a temple, nor will we allow it. You know what, I'm going to recruit a couple of extra cohorts here to add to the army. Right, now we're actually besieging Megalopolis, but it looks like that massive army's coming back and they're going to drop our... Oh no, our manpower just dropped anyway. Come on. Nope, you're not taking that back. You can go straight to hell. Oh shit, there's loads of them piling in. Alright, we'll try and besiege this one, I guess. Is there a way to show... I just want to see who we're at war with at a glance, but I don't think there's like a diplomatic map mode. I think it's these ones here. We're not at war with Argus, I don't think we're at war with these guys across the top. Yeah, no, we're not at war with Pellene. So it's these guys in here. So if we can take this one is level 1, level 1, level 1, okay. So yeah, if we take these ones and then come back to this one when there's nobody left, we should just be able to stand there and besiege it. Oh, why are we under 4,000 chuffing men again? The beating of hooves! In the far-flung lands where the wild Scythians ride, there are rumours of war. A bright star has appeared, promising the Dahai a new home amongst the lands to the south, and messengers from all around bring word of preparations in the steppe. We would be wise to consider our situation. Even the stoic Greek kings should fear this threat, and an invasion of the promised magnitude has the potential to destabilize the world as we know it. Don't care. Alright, what's the problem here? Supply limit. Weight with Royal Spartan Army, 3, gives 1% attrition. Oh, I'm letting time run. Supply limit is 15, but we're only at 12? Why are we... I'm confused as to how supply limit works, to be perfectly honest. We appear to be taking attrition despite the fact that we have less regiments or less cohorts than the supply limit says we can support. Either way, I'm going to return to Leprion, to friendly territory, to try and get some troops back. Oh, apparently we just white-pieced out. That was unfortunate. I guess that's because we hadn't taken our objective. in the war, which is understandable. The ship of state. The renowned philosopher Sostratos Kephisodotid believes that the world will never be free of its evils until the kings and princes of this world have the spirit and power of philosophy. The ship of state must be captained only by men of wisdom, benevolence, and authority. Sostratus Kephisodotid has identified Arius I Agiad as one with the potential to learn the true virtues of a ruler under his diligent tutelage. Scholar, brave, wise, and polymath. What do we reckon, guys? Do we allow Sostratus to tutor Arius? Or Arius, rather? I'm thinking we don't really need the legitimacy, but yeah, why not? We'll send him on his way. I think next time we try to declare the war, we're going to declare it against Herrea, because that should be easier to take than Megalopolis is. Megalopolis is a level 2 fort, so we need at least 8,000 men to take it. Which it seems it's very easy for them to keep us below 8,000 men, thus we can't take it, thus we don't have the war goal, thus we white pieced out. I would like to purchase the commander of my Skiritai back, please. They don't want to send him back. Oh dear. Tell you what I do want to do. I want to start training a second army that will be like the reserve army. Because I don't want this first one to be too big because of supply issues. But I want an army that, like, if we're besieging this place, for example, the main army is in there besieging it. If it's about to get attacked, we bring the reserve army in from Sparta, fight the battle, then bring the reserve army back out. Did I just recruit them straight? Yeah, I did. That was stupid. Let's say create a new unit, and we will take Lyctron's second Chiliostis. And you guys will be the Spartan Reserve Army, which is going to need a commander. Whoops. There we go. It's not great. I tell you what. We go to characters and we say show me by marshal. The next highest person who is not currently a prisoner is actually Anaxicrates, but I think Imhotep is still away, lurking because he's on 3 kingdoms. Although his character is 50 years old, which is arguably a little bit too old. Right, bottleneck is fine. Yes and yes. So you are going to need a couple cohorts of them, a couple cohorts of them, and we'll give you a second cohort of them. So what I'm reading, each region has a specific supply available. If the army in that region has higher demand, you'll suffer attrition. Yes. But it said that the region over here was like a 15, and we only had 11, so unless I'm just not reading the proper demand, there's the supply limit, 15, right? And the Royal Spartan Army's demand for supply... Oh, okay. I think I see where maybe what's going on. Call to arms from Phrygia? Who the fuck are you at war with? Oh, I see. I think the Phrygians may be having some problems. We're at war with the Phrygian revolt and Paphlagonia. Where the fuck is Paphlagonia? Up there, on the north side of the revolt. Well, I don't actually think we're particularly at risk. But what do we reckon? I think we should help them because I don't want to upset the Phrygians. And part of me wonders if an expedition might grab us a bit of territory off the revolt. Throw them in the sea. Yes, I agree. Let's accept. And we are going to call down Apollo Carneus again, because our money pretty much relies on it. I mean, I don't think we're actually going to go and help them, but... we do need an additional commander for the Spartan Reserve Army. If Imhotep was here, I'd ask if he wanted to transfer from the Navy, but he's not. Can we buy our prisoner back, please? Oh, well, I guess we've got no money. Oh no, we're in a deficit. That's not good. Our financial situation is woeful. There is simply no choice but to halt essential maintenance on all civic structures around our nation. Our people seem to be leaving in droves. That's not good. Let's lower fort maintenance, lower fleet maintenance already is down. Sod it, we'll just lower everything. Is there anything we can do with laws that might improve money and stuff? Taxation laws. Exemption for nobility. Lowers army maintenance costs. Lowers the loyalty of governors, but we don't actually have any governors yet, so... I think we enact exemption for nobility. See if that helps us out at all. There's a lot of moving parts over there. Add some ships so that they can carry the full Royal Spartan army in one go, now that it's bigger. Alright, we're going to try and go to war with Heraea in a second. Or shortly at least, because we're going to need to put the army maintenance, not the fleet maintenance, the army maintenance back up. Oh, we can put the army maintenance back up anyway, so that's fine. But we still need a commander. Wait a minute, Cleonimus Agiad is a 72-year-old researcher? Jesus Christ. Where's Leonidas? I thought he was good. Where's our son? He's got 8 martial, why can't we see him? Why isn't he an option? What? Why can't we put Leonidas as the head of the army? It's not... Is he doing something? Oh yeah, we put him in charge of oratory advances, didn't we? Well, he's 30 now. We could take him off that. Aha! I mean, 16... You're not great at 5, but... I mean, you're the same as her, and you guys are the next youngest. Plus, it will stop, whichever family this is, the Euryclids from being scorned. So we'll make Meleagros Euryclid the new oratory researcher. And we shall put our son Leonidas in charge of the Spartan Reserve Army. Gonna get ready to go to war with that league again. You know what? I haven't been buying a lot of these inventions because they cost money. But, I mean, hell, army maintenance cost lowered by another 10% looks like it'd be pretty useful. Paymasters, placing the oversight of army pay in the hands of shrewd and incorruptible men. We might find that we save a surprising amount of gold. I'm gonna do that. And if I can save up enough money, I'm gonna grab fighting season too. Phrygia's definitely got themselves an interesting war up there, but it's not our war. Accident in Epidaurus Limera. We have been told of a major industrial accident at the extensive works in the vicinity of Epidaurus Limera in Laconia. Iron is the main export of the city, and it seems the knuckleheads in charge of the site allowed parts of the structural supports to fall into neglect as they tried to keep up with high demand. A huge collapse all but wiped out the working shift of slaves, and the owners have come grovelling to the provincial authorities for compensation to help with re-establishing production. The slaves themselves are none too happy with the loss of their friends and family, and naturally cagey about returning to work in such conditions. Without significant repairs, there is no way production can be maintained at anywhere near the previous levels, and the slaves are bound to cause problems without a show of goodwill.